Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, inside Idaho Ice World here, just outside of downtown Boise. Want to apologize straight away about the technical difficulties, as it looks like we will not have video for this evening's game, so it will be me and you, folks, and I will try to keep you updated with the action here that's taking place at Idaho Ice World. It's Boise State versus Washington State here in a two-game series. This is the first of two tonight at Idaho Ice World, and it started right now, underway with the Broncos winning the face-off. Puck rifled into the Washington State zone. Chasing it is Justin Jones, trying to chip it forward for Michael Carranza. It's taken away by Jake Landers. Puck out to center ice and then knocked back in by Boise State by Kyle Meyer, but it's an offside play, so we'll move outside the Washington State defensive zone here. Once again, sorry about no video, but we'll do what we can audio only wise. Michael Carranza in the face-off circle against Jake Landers of Washington State. Landers wins the face-off back to his left defenseman. Cougs move it up and chip it in on net in the Boise State zone. Ryan Simpson tending the pipes for the Broncos tonight. Pass out in front. The Cougars get a shot off, and it's a goal. Jake Landers shoots and scores. 19:18 on the clock, and the Cougars have already broken through here at Idaho Ice World. Jake Landers, the first-line center, scores a goal in 42 seconds. Boise State wins the ensuing faceoff after the goal. Washington State with a 1-0 lead early on here at Idaho Ice Arena. 19 minutes on the clock. Boise State trying to hold possession in the offensive zone. They shoot it back out. Jackson Kennedy collects the puck for Boise State. Now shot over to Sven Marnis. Sven Marnis trying to break out of his zone. He can't do it. Cougar forecheck keeps the puck in the zone. They have it. Throw one on net. It's kicked, saved away into the right corner. Far side. Kennedy at the blue line for Boise State. He rifles one across two lines, and that's icing. It's Kane Paxton in net for Washington State. I misspoke on the first goal. It's not Ryan Simpson in net for Boise State tonight. Instead, it's Bradford Johnson, the junior goalie, getting the start. He's wearing Ryan Simpson's number, so that is why I made that mistake. But it is Bradford Johnson in net. Broncos win the icing faceoff in their defensive zone. Puck out to center ice. Now with Boise State, Kennedy's dump is blocked. He gets it straight back off the stick of a WSU Cougar. Washington State wearing all red with white trim. Meanwhile, Boise State wearing white with blue pants with their blue and orange trim. Puck near side corner, chipped around behind the net. It's Nick Woodward who has the puck for the Cougars. Now it's on the near side boards for Washington State. They move it to center ice. It's a 2-on-2 rush for Washington State. They decide to dump it in. Johnson reaches for it with the glove on the dump, but he misses it, so it's behind his net now. Cougars trying to throw one out in front. It's chipped up off the boards and then banks over to number 22 of Boise State, which is Caleb Stinson. Stinson's pass intercepted at center ice, and the Broncos knocked off the puck. Cougars moving it in, dump it in. As Kyle Meyer goes chasing after it, he's checked into the boards by number 12, Nolan Kozel. Nicholas Torres with the puck at the red line at center ice. He's dispossessed, and the Cougars manage to get it back as Torres dumps it in. Picked up behind the net by Boise State. They try to move it on the far side boards to Justin Jones, who loses it. Cougars manage to keep it in at the blue line and then send it back around the net. Cougar forecheck doing a lot of work. Torres drops a Boise State player. That's Kendall Olson, who got taken down on the hit. Connor Green skating center ice over to Torres near side. Shoots one off the boards behind the net of Johnson. Lots of offensive pressure for the Cougars. 16:35 on the clock. Boise State finally moving it out. Eric Pinsky has it. Pinsky crosses the blue line, slides one over to Carranza. Carranza looking for another pass. Finds the pass to Justin Jones, and it's just in between the legs of number 29, Kane Paxton, who makes the save on the cross crease. Beautiful passing play. Pinsky to Carranza to Jones, but Jones stoned just outside the crease by Paxton, so it remains a 1-0 game here in favor of Washington State. Draw one by Boise State, and they find the back of the net. Eric Pinsky with a snipe right off the faceoff. The puck was won back to Valerie Dietz. Dietz passed it across to Pinsky, and Pinsky rifled it home to knot this thing up at 1. So a 2-goal first period already split evenly between both sides. It's now 1-1, and there's 16:18 remaining here in the first period. Boise State wins the faceoff. Pinsky one-hands it into the zone. He's moving quickly behind the net now, looking for a pass out in front. Finds the pass, but the sticks couldn't find the puck. It was Jones and Carranza in front of the net for Boise State. Pinsky working on number 11 of Washington State, who's not on the roster at the moment. Carranza pinned up and held against the boards. Pinsky has it, comes out, slides one in front to Jones, who couldn't get his stick on it. He was tied up by number 28, Nick Woodward, the 5'9 defenseman. Pinsky has it, far side boards. Carranza, nice cycle for Boise State. Great passing between Carranza, Jones, and Pinsky yet again. But the Cougars take it away. Cougars moving in. Pinsky checks the Cougar off the puck. Number 27, also not listed. Valerie Dietz skating very quickly. He's checked in the back by 27, goes down, loses the puck, and it comes back out. The arm of the referee is up. It's a delayed penalty, so Boise State trying to take their goalie off the ice, but the puck is taken away by Nick Torres. So Bradford Johnson has to skate back into his net. 15:09 on the clock. The penalty assessed to number 27 of the Crimson and White. Normally the Crimson and Gray, but not wearing any gray today. Once again, folks, apologizing for the camera troubles that we're having. It's going to be only audio here tonight from Idaho Ice World, and we'll try to have things figured out for tomorrow night's charity game at 7 o'clock at CenturyLink Arena. Meanwhile, the Broncos on the power play. They win the faceoff and establish possession in their offensive zone. Nearly an errant pass that skips out of the zone, but just managing to keep it in is Thomas Poland. Nick Torres is behind the net. Brandon Benson working to get the puck back from him. Benson for BSU manages to get it over to number 61, Dylan Broman. Benson back to Broman. Cycled down to Truex. Truex skating out with it, looking for a shot. Wrist shot attempt is taken, and it's snagged in the chest of Kane Paxton, the Cougar goalkeeper. There's a minute and 20 seconds left on the power play. There's 14:29 remaining in the first period. Things all knotted up at 1-1. Cougars win the faceoff and shoot it down the ice here on this power play. That'll kill some time for them as Eric Pinsky collects behind his net, stands, still waits now. A burst of speed, straighting skate up the ice. No Cougars chasing him. Justin Jones gets in behind the defense. Jones with a shot. It hits the chest of Paxton, and it slips through. Justin Jones with a power play goal as Paxton made the save and then lost it, and it slipped through the 5-hole. So it's a goal for Justin Jones with 14:09 on the clock. It is now 2-1 in favor of Boise State as they take advantage of the power play and improve to 1-for-1 on the power play here tonight. These two teams met last season here in Boise as The Broncos win yet another draw. Try to move it up the ice to Travis Alexander. Tries to move it to Stinson. Now behind the net, Cougars go collect it. These two teams met here in Boise. Puck's still in the Cougar zone. They can't get it out. Kyle Myers slings it back around. Alexander on it with Stinson. The Broncos managed to put up nearly 30 goals in the 2 games these two played last year when they met. We'll see if it's a similar result here this weekend as the Cougars now have it in their offensive zone. Moving it in the high slot. Now back to the left point. Now over to the right point is Woodward. He chips it down low for the goal scorer Landers. Landers moves it back to Woodward at the right point. Blue line shot covered by Bradford Johnson. 13:10 on the clock. Broncos with the 2-1 lead. Offensive zone faceoff for WSU. And the Cougars win it to number 2, Kyle Bumeyer. Bumeyer trying to skate through the right faceoff circle. He's dispossessed of the puck. Poland has it behind the net. Shoots it off the boards to Eric Pinsky. Pinsky out in front. And the Cougars take it away on the forecheck. Broncos get it straight back with Poland. And here comes Carranza. Defended by Torres. Left side, Carranza backhand to the net. Gets it on the net, crashes into Paxton. The puck comes out to the point to Poland. Poland shoots. A sliding Cougar blocks the shot. It was a great defensive effort there by number 22, Robert Miyoshi. And the Cougars get it out of the zone before it's collected by Poland back at the Bronco blue line. Pinsky tries to slap one in. Torres levels him, and then Pinsky goes falling down. That puck's flipped up over the glass. But they're going to say it took a deflection. We'll not have a delay of game penalty for that one as WSU launched it out of their zone over the glass on the right side. Side away from the benches. Brandon Benson in the circle for WSU. He wins the faceoff. Sven Marnus left point, dishes one in front. It hit the stick of Benson and then went wide of the net. That puck flipped out of the zone by the Cougars, but this time goes into the Cougar bench, so we'll have yet another face-off in the offensive zone for Boise State. Tie up in the circle. Cougars come away with the puck. They dump it in. Dakota Duro dumps it in. Johnson comes out of his net to play it, but he plays it straight into the path of an awaiting Cougar, so WSU has it in their zone. Finally, Brandon Benson takes it away on the far side boards. Here comes Benson. 3-on-2 rush for Boise State. Broman is the intended target of the pass, but it slips past his stick into the awaiting glove of Kane Paxton, who covers for a face-off. .11:43 on the clock. Offensive zone face-off for Boise State. Austin Fedrea wins the face-off. Shot straight away off the face-off, off the mask of Paxton and knocked away. Cougars take it now as they skate it up. It's a 2-on-2. It's Jake Landers who has the puck. He loses it, but the Cougars manage to keep it, dump it in. Griffin Ames, a number change for him, number 16. Previously been wearing number 23, is skating the puck right now. Makes a nifty move at the blue line. He's in. It's a 2-on-1. Goes to the backhand and puts it in the back of the net. Griffin Ames, an end-to-end goal for the defenseman. And what a goal it was. Picks the puck up in his defensive zone. There's 11:13 on the clock. He makes a move at the red line, banks the puck off the boards, windmills his stick around the defender, picks it up in the Cougar defensive zone, forehand, backhand, and slides it home, beating Paxton easily. Boise State, a 2-goal lead, 3-1 our score here at Idaho Ice World. Broncos have it in the offensive zone again after Benson won the faceoff. Landers chips it deep into the Boise State zone, but the Broncos come away with it first. Cougars looking to forecheck. Trenton Spears of the Cougars lost his stick as he tried to level a hit. Here comes Kendall Olson skating past the defender. Kendall Olson banks it into the zone, regains the puck, chips it out in front. There's a scramble for it. No one can find it. It's back behind the net. Now where the Cougars pick it up, skate forward in the red and white. Woodward fell. It's out in front yet again after Woodward fell and lost it off his stick. Here comes Connor Green. He makes a move past Poland. It's Green all by himself. Johnson makes a blocker save on the shot. Broncos get it out of the zone. Cougars chip it right back in. Valerie Dietz moves it to his defensive partner, Thomas Poland. And Poland's pass intercepted by Torres as Torres chips it in where Valerie Dietz goes and collects. Here comes Dietz skating through three before losing the puck. Off the boards to Pinsky. Shoveled in to the to the Boise State zone. Dietz behind his net. Breakout pass to Poland. Poland stretch pass. Doesn't find Jones, but Jones with some nifty defensive work to keep the puck for Boise State. Jones now in the offensive zone, near side face-off circle. Torres banks it. And so because it went up off the glass and then out, again, will not be a penalty on the Cougars for delay of game. As a fan rifles the puck back onto the ice with 9:32 remaining. Broncos on top 3-1. Cougars win the faceoff, try to get it out of their zone, get it to the blue line, but don't get it out before finally managing to do it. Here's Dustin Truex. He's guarded by three. He tries to make a quick one-touch deke. That doesn't work as Woodward strips him of the puck. Tom Spear has it far side. Now back to Woodward near side. Cougars working their breakout but can't manage to get out of the zone. Truex feathers one in front, but Boise State couldn't get to it. Sven Marnus left point. He's held against the boards. Puck is loose. No one has it for either team as there's a lot of fighting on the near side boards for it. Dylan Broman finally comes away with it, wins it to Brandon Benson. A one-timer. Truex was calling for a one-timer, but the pass missed. It's a delayed penalty. The net was empty, and the puck nearly squirted into the empty net for Boise State. As the arm of the referee is up, the Broncos chip it into the zone after saving it from their net, and it's touched by the Cougars. Brett Ewing finally gives us our stoppage of play with 8:24 left. Number 14, yet again unlisted on the Cougar roster, is going to the box, so the Broncos have their second power play of the night. Justin Jones scored on the power play earlier for Boise State. And he is out there in the face-off circle at the moment, wins the face-off straight away. Eric Pinsky, right point. Carranza, Pinsky top of the blue line. Nice passing by Boise State. Almost too fast to keep track of. Jones behind the net, throws one out in front to Benson. It hits the chest of Paxton, falls out of his chest, but then he scoops it up in the glove to not allow any rebounds for the Broncos. So we'll have a face-off with 8:09 on the clock. Broncos still in their offensive zone. It's a near side face-off. The left face-off circle away from the Boise State bench. Jones in the face-off circle again. He's opposed by number 13, Logan Gents. And the Broncos win possession on the face-off, but accidentally missed their pass and send it back down behind the net where Bradford Johnson comes to collect it. Now here comes Eric Pinsky. He's looking for a breakout pass. Finds Truex. Truex leveled at the blue line against the boards as he tried to carry it in. Pinsky all alone. Carranza right face-off circle. Now back to Pinsky at the point. Pinsky the lone point man. He tries a one-timer. That did not come off his stick the way he wanted it to. Carranza circles back. He's at the right point now, just above the face-off circle. Pinsky, middle of the ice, wrist shot through traffic is saved by the pad of Paxton. Carranza collects it on the far half boards. Pinsky back to the top of the slot. He has a lot of time and space there to quarterback this power play. Truex one-timer completely whiffs on the puck, and it goes skittering into the corner. But luckily for him, Brandon Benson collects it. Pass was thrown out in front to Justin Jones, who was looking for Carranza at the back door. Pinsky makes another pass through the middle. 39 seconds left on this power play. Brandon Benson, one-timer. Hits the post and stays out. Unbelievable. Brandon Benson had a great opportunity the one-timer. Pinsky slap shot turned away by the pad into the corner behind the net. Truex to Jones. Jones goes straight back to Truex. Truex knocked into the boards. Another penalty upcoming. That one will be on Torres. Johnson goes to the bench. It'll be a 6-on-4 for Boise State once Johnson gets there. There's not a lot of time left on this penalty. Benson high slot. Benson wrist shot deflected in front by Carranza. It misses and goes wide. 5 seconds left on the power play, but the Broncos will still be on the man advantage when the Cougars come out of the box thanks to the delayed penalty on Torres. Griffin Ames out there on the power play. Pinsky one-timer. He's knocked to the ice by a sliding Cougar who just came out of the box. It was number 14, who I mentioned was not on the roster. But it allows the Cougars to touch the puck and get a stoppage as Nick Torres heads to the box with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left here in period number 1. So Broncos now 1 for 2 on the power play, but they'll get their third opportunity straight away with Torres now in the box for boarding, a 2-minute minor. Second line power play will get their chance to shine here as Dylan Broman's in the circle for Boise State. Cougars win the draw, send it down. Johnson out of the net to stop it, then plays it to Sven Marnis. Marnis behind the net, waiting for the Broncos to start moving. They do move. Here comes Travis Alexander. Travis Alexander, left side faceoff circle, back to Sven Marnis. Marnis over to Griffin Ames, who normally plays in front of the net on the power play, this time on the right point. Face-off circle to Alexander, back to the point to Marnis. Ames calling for the one-timer, lines up the one-timer, kick save from Paxton. Broncos keep possession. Stinson turning, fighting on the half boards, trying to get away from Tom Spear. Manages to get away from Spear. Now we'll go straight back at him. Spear with a nice poke check as Spear and Stinson crash to the ground. Arm of the referee is up again. It looks like it's going to be a penalty on Stinson. And indeed is. Caleb Stinson's going to go to the box. We'll skate 4-on-4 here with 5:25 remaining in period number 1. There's 1 minute and 8 seconds left on the Bronco power play. So the Cougars will get 52 seconds of a power play once the 4-on-4 hockey skating is over when Nick Torres comes out of the box. Nick Torres, captain of the Cougars. Cougars win the face-off. That puck is shot around the boards. It was on the far side, went all the way around the boards and then back behind the Cougar net. Pinsky with an active stick breaks up a breakout pass from Washington State. Thomas Pullen is in the, he's not in anything. It's a 2-on-1 rush now for the Cougars. Pullen, the only one back to defend. A strong wrist shot from Landers off the blocker of Johnson, as Landers decided to take it himself. He was trying to pick that short side corner. Trenton Spears was skating with him, but Landers decided to take it himself, launched a shot, and it went up off the blocker out of play for a defensive zone faceoff for Boise State. Broncos win that faceoff. Marnis over to Benson. Benson slings one over to number 6, Jackson Kennedy. Sven Marnis steps up and pinches, but the puck ends up behind him. And Connor Green is in the zone, but the arm of the linesman is up, so it would have been offside, so he was forced to back off. Sven Marnis carrying through center ice. Just lobs the puck in before he's pinned to the boards. Still 4-on-4 hockey. Torres getting ready to come out of the box. A pass in front to Jones. Jones has a goal in this game. Was looking for a second. Didn't get it. Power play for the Cougars. They turn it over on the rush to Boise State. Broncos spin one out. Only makes it as far as the blue line of WSU, and then the dump set in on Johnson, who turns it away to the far side corner. It's slapped out by Jackson Kennedy. Here comes Green skating near side. His dump intercepted by Marnus, who moves it out of the zone. Cougs forced to regroup. 20 seconds left on the power play. Landers with a nice pivot and spin. Then one hands it around. Fedrea, backhander attempt on net. Turned away by Johnson. Nearly snuck in. Landers doing a lot of work all by himself before Kyle Meyer manages to knock it out of the zone. Bronco penalty is now over. We're back to even strength 5-on-5 hockey. Neither team able to convert. Cougars holding it behind their cage for the moment. Woodward chips it out towards center where Griffin Ames knocks it off the boards for Eric Pinsky. Eric Pinsky leveled off the puck but managed to get it into the Cougar zone for Justin Jones. Landers manages to get it out as Pinsky slaps it in. Jones and Broman trying to chase Nick Woodward there for WSU, beats both of them to the puck. But Broman still manages to come away with it. Tries to tap one over to Brandon Benson, who can't get to it. Landers goes to Woodward. Woodward up to 14. Shot on Johnson from number 14 of WSU is sent into the corner. And Brandon Benson collects. He was all alone, was 14 of the red and white, as the Cougs had gone for a line change. Here comes Broman. Fans on the wrist shot. Benson moves it along on the backhand before he's dispossessed. Cougs spin one out to center. Dietz picks it up, moves it to Poland. Poland moves it to the captain, Benson. Drops it back for Dietz, who sends it far side for Thomas Poland. Thomas Poland lugs over the red line. He's into the zone now. He goes down, trying to fight for it with his stick. Brett Ewing skating with it for the Cougs. Moves it over to Nick Torres. Now Trenton Spears. Poland intercepts a pass intended for Brian Hooker, but he gets knocked away off the puck by Hooker. Cougs chip it back towards their end, trying to reset. Spears into the zone. He's got one with him. It's Hooker. Backhander goes around the net wide behind it. And the Broncos catch it. Here come the blue and orange at center ice. They dump it in, go for a line change. All but Travis Alexander, who remains out there as the lone forechecker. Sven Marnus forced to back off as the Broncos were getting ready out on the ice. The new line that had just come on. Sven Marnus pinching here. Does a good job to intercept the puck. Broncos have it in their offensive zone. Marnus leaves it for Alexander, who sends it behind the net. It's stopped on the cage as Marnus is swinging his stick at the back of the net, trying to dislodge the puck. It finally comes out to Landers in the slot, who carries it for WSU into the zone. A diving shot attempt from Connor Green as Johnson had come out to poke check it for Boise State. Green was there. The puck was loose just a little bit. And Green goes sliding into the net, but without the puck, so no goal with 35 seconds left. And the net gets knocked off thanks to the force that the sliding Green provided, hitting the back of the net. And since Green was the offensive player that crashed into the net, we're going to move it outside the zone. Will not be an offensive face-off for Washington State. Instead, a neutral zone face-off that the Cougars win, but not to anyone in particular. So the goaltender Paxton has to come out and flip it up the ice. Strong tape-to-tape pass for the Cougars. Tom Spear knocks it behind the net. Chased down by number 27. Landers, high slot, looking for a pass. Chips it off the boards. 7 seconds remaining in the period. Broncos have it for the moment. Kyle Meyer knocks it off the boards. 3 seconds. Pinsky and Landers both going for it. There won't be enough time here for a shot, and that'll be how the first period ends. Washington State started the scoring in just 42 seconds, but the Broncos scored 3 unanswers. They lead it 3-1 after one period. We'll be back with the second period. Keep it right here. You're watching Bronco Hockey on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second period action about to get underway here at Idaho Ice World in Boise, Idaho. Second period means long changes for both teams. The benches on the other side of the team's defensive zone. Score is 3-1 in favor of Boise State. And how did we get here? Well, let's recap the first period. The Cougars struck quick, really quick. Jake Landers, just 42 seconds into the game, got a pass from behind the net out into the slot and put it home past Bradford Johnson to get the scoring started off right away. Before the Broncos answered back with an Eric Pinsky snipe off the faceoff, the Broncos won the faceoff back to Sven Marnis. Marnis went straight to Pinsky, and Pinsky made no mistake, picking the top right corner on the right side of the ice. Then Boise State got a power play goal, the only power play goal in the game so far on 4 opportunities split between the two sides. Justin Jones split the Cougar defense, got a pass in behind, skated into the zone, sniped one into the chest of goaltender Kane Paxton before it trickled through between the legs for a goal. And then Griffin Ames had a beautiful end-to-end goal with a beautiful windmill deke at the blue line before sliding it to the backhand on the breakaway. And we are back underway here with period number 2. The puck is chipped in to the Cougar defensive zone. Left to right go the Broncos. Right to left go the Cougars. Puck down on the far right side at the moment with Boise State. Eric Pinsky leaves it for Kyle Meyer. On the left point, Kyle Meyer is ran over. And here come the Cougars. It's a 3-on-1. Green takes the shot. The rebound spilled out in front. And it's knocked into the net. Griffin Ames tried to knock it away from the cage for Boise State, but it was the big reach of Trenton Spears, who's listed at 5'9". Certainly doesn't look anything like 5'9" out there on the ice. Looks to be about 6'3", if not 6'5". I believe Griffin Ames is listed at 6'3", and Spears towers over Ames. An extremely long reach, and he was able to beat Ames to the puck thanks to that size advantage. So again, the Cougars strike quickly in just 40 seconds of ice time here in the second period. The Broncos get one right back. Dylan Broman left face-off circle snipe show, and Dylan Broman just 8 seconds later brings the Bronco lead back to 2. Defense non-existent here in the first minute of the second period. It's a 4-2 game. 2 rapid goals here in the second period. And we're back underway yet again. Same lines still out there. Broncos won the faceoff, tried to get it straight to the goal scorer, Broman. Battle on the half boards. Broman tied up. Now it's behind the net. Out to the blue line. Number 9, Ewing, Brett Ewing, turns it over. Cougars managed to get it out of their zone. Big hit in the Bronco offensive zone. Brandon Benson enters the zone. Saucers one over. That one chipped ahead to Travis Alexander. Dylan Broman on the puck now. Broman spinning, firing one back down behind the net where it's taken away by Washington State. Sven Marnis has it. Cougars fighting for it. Managed to get into the zone. It's touched at the line, not offsides. Broncos thought it might be Benson trying a stretch pass. It's tipped by Riley Kuna before Woodward tries to backhand it out of the zone. Brett Ewing behind his cage. He's trapped by 2 Bronco defenders. Manages to move it to his D-man Woodward. Sven Marnis now going to chase the puck the Broncos have dumped in. Arm of the referee is up. It's a slashing call. Looks like it's on. No. Excuse me. Thought it was on Sven Marnes, but actually it's on the Cougars. It's on Brian Hooker, who's heading to the box. So Boise State is going to get yet another power play with 17:43 on the clock. We're going to move it over to the left face-off circle. Can't see exactly who's out there. It looks like it's Pinsky in the face-off circle. No, excuse me, it's Brandon Benson who comes away with the puck right on the net. He's looking for a wraparound. He's stopped by Woodward, so he circles back behind the net, gives it to Justin Jones. Eric Pinsky at the blue line, moves it over to Carranza. Carranza one-timer, tipped in front by Benson, but it's in the pad, in between the pads of Paxton with 17:28 on the clock. Brandon Benson in the circle against Jake Landers. Landers for Washington State, Benson for Boise State. Puck is dropped, one by the blue and orange. Back to Pinsky on the point. Carranza right face-off circle, shovels one to the net. It misses and goes wide. Active stick of Landers knocks it away from Jones. Now Landers is going to skate in after it. He's going to beat Eric Pinsky to that puck. But Pinsky's going to hold him to the boards, and Landers is going to lose his stick. Forecheck by Spears. But the Broncos come away with it. Griffin Ames is in the high slot, moves it over to Benson. Broncos don't want to force a shot, want to set up the power play. Backhand pass across the net. Benson on the rebound. Can't get to it. The original shot came in for Broman after a beautiful saucer from Benson. Lots of passing for Boise State right now. Finally, Paxton slides over. Griffin Ames was all alone in the slot after some fantastic tape-to-tape passing. Now Carranza, right side faceoff circle. Pinsky, top of the slot. Pinsky trying to go to Benson. It's knocked away by a stick. Cougars get it into the corner. Broncos recover. Carranza spinning out to Pinsky, blue line. Pinsky, wrister, hits off the pad, up in the air. Not caught by Paxton. Cougars have it. Benson throws his stick at the puck almost as he lost it. It's chipped around behind the net. Woodward gets it, rifles it off the board. Pinsky claps it and keeps it at the blue line. He goes down to try to block it, but Landers chips it past him. It's a 2-on-1. It's Spears, a one-timer. It's blocked. It's saved. And Johnson, twisting, turning, falls and covers the puck before it enters the net to save a goal. Eric Pinsky kept the puck in at the blue line for Boise State, but Landers was there, chipped it up over Pinsky, went down to a knee to block it. Then Landers beat Carranza, poked it over to Spears. Spears, instead of taking his time, went for the one-timer, hit the chest of Johnson, who lost the rebound before finally turning around and covering it with the glove. A huge save for Boise State. Broncos have the puck behind the net with Dylan Broman. Power play is about to expire, and it does. 15:42 on the clock. Alexander misses a pass from Valerie Dietz. He manages to yank it behind the net. Here comes Stinson out, chipping one off the boards. That one shuffled along. Here comes Broman spinning and dropping back for Stinson. Broncos cycle in full effect at the moment, but it's taken away by number 2. That is Kyle Bumeyer, who dumps it in and skates it down. Sven Marnes gets it, chips it off Bumeyer. Cougs have it. Out in front to number 9. Ewing misses the net just barely. Johnson was there, though, in time to cover up that short side. Back to Ewing on the right point. Ewing chips it ahead. Sven Marnes blocks it, takes it away. Sven Marnes skating it. He's got Alexander to his right. He's working on Ewing. Marnes trying to go past Ewing. Finds one out in front of Alexander. The puck goes into the chest of Paxton, bounces down to the ice, and is then swallowed in the glove of Paxton with 14:52 on the clock. Again, very sorry, folks, about the lack of video. Doing the best I can here, radio style. Kendall Olson wins the face-off And straight away, the Broncos put it in the back of the net off the faceoff. It was one back to Thomas Poland. Thomas Poland shoots one across the ice that goes through on the short side. Lots of traffic in front of the net. Paxton simply couldn't see it. And Boise State now have a 3-goal lead. They lead it 5-2 here at Idaho Ice World. Broncos win the faceoff, chipping in. Valerie Dietz chipping it in. Garrett Alexander going, throwing the body for Boise State. Washington State skates it out to center, knocked away before being chipped back in by Dakota Doro. Big hip check on the near side boards by Nolan Kozel. But Boise State still has the puck. That one is slung in by Dietz. Nick Torres collects near side, makes a move past Carranza as the Cougs look to break it out. Number 14 knocked off the puck by Justin Jones. Then Broncos get it back, sling it to Jones's stick as he tries to tap it in to nullify the icing, but no dice. 14:02 on the clock. Cougars will get an offensive zone faceoff, and they'll send the first line out there. That first line includes the 2 goal scorers, Jake Landers and Trenton Spears. Landers in the circle against Carranza. Carranza wins it clean. Back to his defenseman Kyle Meyer. Eric Pinsky far side. Lightly passes to Jones. Jones loses it. Paxton tries to cover it. Lost it for a second, but then regathers for the face-off. 13:48 on the clock here in period numero dos. Jones versus Landers. Landers wins it clean off the boards. Woodward collects for Washington State. Forecheck from Carranza takes the puck away. Stuck to the half boards by Woodward. Now Landers goes and levels Jones to those boards. Carranza, Woodward, Jones, Landers all fighting for it. It's in the high slot with Pinsky. Pinsky's wrist shot misses the net. Jones chips it behind the net. 13:20 on the clock here in the second period. Pinsky stops it with a skate. Him and Carranza are so close to each other they can't do anything. So the Cougs will just come in and take it away. Referee got in the way as Eric wanted to lay a body check on Landers. Instead, Landers skates and darts away, slinging it to Spears. Spears out in front. Landers wants the one-timer, gets the one-timer, but he misses the net. He had a lot of net to shoot at, but he couldn't pick any of it. Pinsky, great pass to Broman, but Broman couldn't get it. Finally gets over and golfs it in. Benson could have delivered a check to Tom Spear, but he slowed up. Boise State, in a game against Montana State and Haley, was absolutely leveled a few times where the Bobcats certainly could have pulled up. Right point, shot attempt blocked. That was Jackson Kennedy. Brett Ewing with the puck. He sends it behind the net for his left defenseman, Tom Spear. Tom Spear checked into the boards by Benson this time, as Austin Fedrea has been hit hard and he is down, struggling to get back to the bench. Boise State has in their defensive zone Fedrea. A hurt left arm for sure. Benson had an opportunity for a pass. Sven Marnis with the one-timer off the boards. But Paxton swallows it. 12:03 on the clock. Fedrea in a world of hurt, heading over to the trainer. I didn't see exactly what had happened, but the referee has his arm up. Not sure if we're getting... No, we are not getting a penalty. Just a discussion between the referees. Left point, Boise State wins the face-off. Behind the net to Caleb Stinson. Caleb Stinson knocked off the puck by Nick Torres. Raleigh Kuna has it, half boards, far sides, leaves it for Alexander. Alexander tries to toe drag through a defender. That is Nolan Kozel. Stinson has it, turns back, makes it away from the defender, tries to pick the far side corner, shoots and misses the net. Here comes Sven Marnis. He'll carry in. He's being covered at the point. One-timer blocked by the arm of number 13, Logan Yentz. who just saved a sure goal. It had beat Paxton, but it was saved off the line by Yentz. Boise State nearly had a sixth right there. Sven Marnis, breakout pass as the Cougs have got it down into the Boise State zone. Nick Torres intercepts, but then skates over the puck. Raleigh Kuna in the zone now for Boise State. On the doorstep to Stinson before it's chipped away by Brian Hooker. Broncos still managed to get it in deep. Broncos have certainly been able to do that. Torres eludes Stinson with a nice pivot and spin back, but his pass to number 27 doesn't come off for the Cougs. Garrett Fitzgerald. Nolan Kozel went for a check on him, and Fitzgerald lowered the shoulder and laid out Kozel. Olsen crashed Hooker into the boards. Wrist shot from Dietz. Surprised we're not getting a boarding penalty for that one. Fitzgerald just lost his own stick with no one around him. Thomas Poland nearly blocked it with the body at the blue line. Couldn't do it. Offsides play. Boise State forced to regroup. Cougars shoot it out. Valerie Dietz semi-whiffs on the pass, but managed to get to Poland. But Poland goes down to the ice, tripping over his skates. Cougars take it away. Here come the Cougars and Nick Woodward. Nick Woodward over center ice. Makes a move at the blue line. That puck never went into the zone, and we're going to have it offsides indeed. Woodward cut sharply to the right, just in front of the blue line while Brian Hooker skated over the line. The puck never crossed, and when Woodward got laid out and the puck went over to the stick of a Washington State player, it was an offsides play. So we'll take it out. 10:01 on the clock. Reads the same forwards and backwards here in period number 2. Broncos win the neutral zone draw. Eric Pinsky working on Woodward. He's around him. Jones just slipped going to the net, so Pinsky shoots a wrister, misses it, and looks up to the sky in frustration as he missed the net wide right, shooting from the far side face-off circle from me. So the left side face-off circle as the Broncos skate left to right here in the second period. The long change hasn't been an issue for either team so far. We'll see. Pinsky against Woodward. He has options. Drops for Jones. Jones one-timer. He clapped it with power, no accuracy, as he missed the net by a country mile. That puck chipped up along the board. Jones out in front to Carranza. Carranza denied by the shoulder of Paxton, just in front of the net. Couldn't have asked for a closer opportunity. Here come the Cougars before they have it taken away. Now Carranza's in the zone. 3 Cougs and 1 Carranza. Shot block. That was all Carranza had, as no Broncos had come into the zone with him. Carranza takes it away from Spears on the forecheck. Carranza trying to find the net, and it goes wide. Lots of WSU sticks and a goaltender there to deny him. Now it's out to center ice. Griffin Ames is going to win the race for the loose puck, and he's going to be tripped up by Connor Green. That'll be a delayed penalty. The puck actually ends up in the back of the net as Trenton Spears flipped it up over Griffin Ames, and I don't think Bradford Johnson saw it. So it ends up in the back of the net. It won't be a goal because the Cougars touched it on the delayed penalty. So with 8:37 on the clock, the Cougars are going to go back to the penalty kill. Boise State back on the power play, their 5th of the game. They are 1 for 4. Their only goal coming back in the first on a Justin Jones snipe that you could probably argue Kane Paxton is feeling a bit disappointed about giving that one up. Puck in the slot. Now out to the point, Sven Marnis. Far side, Travis Alexander looking for a pass to Dylan Broman, who's standing in the high slot. Tons of sticks getting away with that one. Back to Alexander, now back to Marnis, left point. Right point, Valerie Dietz. Valerie Dietz, wrist shot, traffic in front, hits the knee of Stinson. One-timer as the diving Paxton goes across the crease. Don't think it ever made it to him. Now right point, Valerie Dietz, top of the blue line with Sven Marnis. Left side, Alexander, wrist shot blocked by Tom Spear. In the face-off circle, Marnis skates over to keep the puck from going out. 7:50 on the clock. Valerie Dietz back to Marnis. Marnis lines up a wrister. He sends it in front. Tons of traffic. Paxton still manages to see it. Stinson and Brett Ewing in front of the net for the Broncos and the Cougars respectively, creating the screen there. But Kane Paxton up to the task with 7:46 on the clock and 1:09 left on the trip, taken by Connor Green. Brandon Benson in the face-off circle. Now goes over to speak to Griffin Ames for just a moment. Griffin Ames on the right wing on the power play. They like getting his big body in front of the net. When I see who the Cougar in the face-off circle is, I will let you know. It is number 14, whose name I do not have. So I can only afford you a number. Eric Pinsky, top of the blue line. Shot blocked by a Bronco. It was Brandon Benson who blocked Justin Jones' shot. Jones collects on the half board, sends over to the left-handed shot of Pinsky. Left-handed stick of Carranza. Now back to Pinsky. Jones was calling for the one-timer. Pinsky one-timer. Hits Griffin Ames in front. Griffin Ames on the rebound over the net as the sprawling Paxton reached up a glove but didn't need to as it went over onto the glass. Carranza left-handed shot now on the right side. In front to Griffin Ames, who's standing in the high slot. Now to Jones. Benson to Ames, shoots and scores. The Broncos get a power play goal. They had Kane Paxton sliding all over his crease between the pipes, and in the end, finally managed to find the passing play to put it in the back of the net and extend their lead. Pinsky's shot, blocked by Ames, came up in the air off to the right side of the net where Brandon Benson was waiting. He fired a no-look pass to Griffin Ames, who was crashing the net. Kane Paxton had no idea. And with that goal, it looks like the Cougars are making a goaltending change. It's going to be Jared Felix in the net for Washington State. And Kane Paxton to the bench. Travis Alexander skates it into the offensive zone for Boise State. Slowly pushes one forward behind the net. Cougars skate it out. Woodward sends to the tape of Spears. Green, who's out of the box after the power play goal, is on the puck. He's stuck to the boards by Caleb Stinson. Spears battling for the puck. Now back to the right point, Ewing. Ewing fires one in front. The rebound off the boards. Comes out to Green. His shot shoveled on net as we have a stoppage. Johnson managed to turn away the rebound. Ewing shot it off the boards behind the net. It came off at a perfect angle to Green on the rebound. Referees stopped the play. Broncos tried to go for a line change. Referees say no. Believe it's because, yes, the net was knocked out of place. So everyone must remain on the ice. That means it's Landers versus Stinson in the face-off circle. Green wins it, sends it into the slot for Spears, who just missed it. It came out to the half boards. Cougars keep it in. Landers trips up Green. Stinson sends Landers tipping over his own bench. Valerie Dietz moving it. Landers tries to check him off the puck, but Valerie Dietz's big body keeps his balance. Now it's behind the Cougar cage. Ewing sends one up to Green. Here comes Green trying to make a move with the blue line. Sven Marna's stick knocks it away. Landers gets it. He loses it. Eric Pinsky now retreating back behind his own net. Kicks it to himself after he nearly lost it. Skates it in. Tries to send it to Carranza. Carranza pokes it away from Ewing. Jones hit into the boards. He kicks it out. Gets it on his stick. Back for Carranza. Carranza back to Jones, right side of the net. Chipped behind the net to Carranza. Pinsky's going to go chase it on the far side. Half boards, left point now with Jackson Kennedy. Carranza behind the net. Ewing steps up, takes it away. Carranza gets it back. Sends it to Pinsky. Wasn't even expecting it. Was in a great spot to shoot. Eric, very vocal. Eric Pinsky, very vocal. Calling for the puck on the right boards. He's standing at center ice. The puck is behind the net with Sven Marnas. He chips it up off the glass. It doesn't come out. It's tapped in front by the Cougars. Logan Yentz hit it, but completely deadened the puck instead of sending it forward. Great saucer to Brandon Benson. Jumping two sticks. Benson deeks. Benson goes to the forehand. Benson shoots and misses the net. Nearly a miraculous play by Benson to score a solo goal. They often say less is more, but Brandon Benson tried to do it all right there And had he hit the net, he would have done everything perfectly. Great dekes here by the Cougars. They rifle it across, but no one is home. Torres tries a wrist shot from the blue line. That had no weight. Dylan Broman looks like he might be in here if he can get to this puck. No, he's not going to be able to. He will wave off the icing by getting there. Austin Fedrea back out on the ice after his collision. Kyle Meyer sends one, turned away by the pad. Rebound Broman, also knocked away. It's up on the side of the cage, and it's going to be a stoppage because it got up into the side of the net where no one could play it with 3:56 on the clock. Sorry, been missing the time, folks. A lot of action going on here at Idaho Ice World. It's a 6-2 game in favor of Boise State. In the second period as well, Broncos have an offensive zone face-off. It's a tie-up. It was Hooker and Stinson who tied up. Puck stays in the Boise State zone. Stinson out in front. Stinson wrist shot. Turned to the side by Jared Felix. Wrist shot again. Kyle Meyer finds the back of the net from the blue line. What a wrist shot. A screen out in front. Felix never saw it. And Kyle Meyer scores with 3:39 on the clock here in the second period from the blue line. Boise State is now on top 7-2 here at Idaho Ice World. The Broncos put up 13 in a game last year against these Cougars. And so far, the way this one is going, they're going to approach double digits yet again with a full period left to play. Boise State has it in their defensive zone. Washington State forechecking with Tucker Spino. Comes out to Woodward. His dump goes off the boards up into the Cougar bench where it's caught by the goaltender who was relieved, Kane Paxton. With 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock, the faceoff will take place at center ice. And it will be a battle of Landers and Carranza. Referee blows his whistle and ejects Landers. So Spears, Trenton Spears in the face-off dot. And Carranza wins that one. Dietz, Jones. Jones slaps it in. Cougars collect. Miss the pass. Slap shot off the stick of Pullen. Misses everything. Valerie Dietz keeps it in at the right point. It's up in the air. Carranza dumps it down for Pinsky. Pinsky trying the rollout with Carranza. Finds Jones all alone. Jones rings it off the post with the shot. It goes into the half boards for Pinsky. Jones picks it up, tries to drop it for Pinsky. Pinsky again looking for a rollout. Finds Jones. Jones leaves it. Pinsky shoots. Denied by Felix yet again. It goes out. Poland tries to send it back in. Cougars intercept that dump. Here comes Spears skating near side, blue line, leaves it for Landers. Landers' wrist shot, a lot of weight behind that one as it goes off the knee of Valerie Dietz. It's lobbed up the ice. Here comes Pinsky. It's a breakaway for Eric Pinsky. Eric Pinsky shoots, denied by the glove of Felix. And the Cougars escape the Eric Pinsky breakaway. 2 minutes on the clock as number 2, Kyle Bumeyer, blocks a pass. Spears. It gets hip-checked and taken down to the ice by the much smaller Brandon Benson. Spears ends up back with the puck, tries to make a move, keeps it, feathers it to Landers. Landers again looking to shoot, tries to drag it through his legs, knocks Benson to the ice. Out in front for Bumeyer. Spears now has it high slot, taken away by Brandon Benson. Benson checked by Nick Torres. Arms go up. We have a stoppage. I believe this is going to be Nick Torres for cross-checking. No, it's going to be Brandon Benson for cross-checking. So the Broncos will go to their second penalty kill of the game. Cougars, great opportunity here with 1:31 left in the second period. Carranza, Kennedy, Marnus, Pinsky on the penalty kill for Boise State. And in the circle, Alex Schneider for the Cougars. He loses the draw to Carranza. Sven Marnus picks it up, chased down by Green. Cougars managed to get the puck with Trenton Spears. Moved over to the Landers. Landers skating in tons of speed. Throws one off the pad of Johnson. Pinsky shoots one over the head of the official as he had to duck for cover from that puck. As we tick down to a minute remaining in the second period, Pinsky pokes one away, takes it back, goes to the backhand, and swings his stick in frustration because Jared Felix just robbed Eric Pinsky of a shorthanded goal with a fantastic glove snag. Wow. Jared Felix was left out to dry by his defenseman. Pinsky poked it forward, moved it to his backhand. Felix stretched as far as he could go and kept that puck out of the net. Broncos win the faceoff. Pinsky again shooting on Felix, and again Felix up to the task, denying Pinsky for the second time in 6 seconds. 53 seconds remaining on the clock. Carranza versus Schneider again. Carranza won it to Pinsky, but Pinsky was taken to the ice by Torres. Carranza's holding it on the half boards. Spinning out. Eric Pinsky has it. Eric Pinsky circling back. Gets past Schneider. It's on net and in the glove of Jared Felix, so we'll get yet another stoppage with 34 seconds left in the period. Second line penalty kill out there for Boise State, and second line power play out there for Washington State. Broman won the faceoff, but the Cougs took it away. Kyle Bumeyer with his speed skating down, chases Griffin Ames, and Bumeyer, they're going to say, tripped Ames. So much for the Cougar power play as it goes by the wayside. They do not score. They barely set up possession. And Bumeyer takes a tripping penalty to end it with 23 seconds remaining here in the period. There's 52 seconds left on the Benson cross-check. So Boise State will get 1 minute and 8 seconds of power play time when Benson comes out of the box, which will be in period number 3. Since we only have 23 seconds, I stand corrected, in the second period. Cougars win the defensive zone faceoff, and the clock is down to 15 seconds. Boise State take it off Tom Spear, but Spear manages to take it back away from Broman. Broman's down on the ice trying to play it. Spear loses it to Justin Jones. Sticks lift. Jones leaves one for Kyle Meyer. Meyer shooting blocked by a skate as time expires in the period. So after 2, the Broncos are running away with this one. It's 7-2. Tons of goals in the second. It will still be 4-on-4 as we come out for the third period. Brandon Benson, 30 seconds remaining on his cross-checking penalty, and 1 minute 37 seconds remaining on the Kyle Bumeyer tripping penalty. 14:45 is what they have on the clock for the Zamboni time. We will be back after that with period number 3 from Idaho Ice World. Keep it here. You're watching Bronco Hockey on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Third period action just about to get underway here from Idaho Ice World. And the second period, a very similar story to period number one. The Cougars got a very quick goal within the first 45 seconds of the period.
Caleb's finishing that.
And then Boise State, 4 unanswered. Period number one, the Cougars got off the mark in 42 seconds before giving up 3 unanswered to the Broncos. In period number two, Cougars get off the mark in 40 seconds and then give up 4 unanswered. Meanwhile, if you remember, we ended period number two with 2 penalties. Brandon Benson was in the box for another 30 seconds. And number 2, Kyle Bumeyer of Washington State in the box for another minute 37. Well, Brandon Benson is now done for the evening. The captain has come out with an injury, so Caleb Stinson is serving the remainder of the 29 seconds on the Benson cross-check for Boise State. We are skating 4-on-4 to start period number 3. 20 minutes on the clock. Broncos lead by 5. Cougars have Landers in the circle. Opposing him for Boise State, Michael Carranza. 29 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Then we go to a Bronco power play for 1 minute and 8 seconds. Griffin Ames wheeling and dealing into the zone. Bumped off the puck by Nick Torres. Nick Torres chips it off the net to Spears. Spears had sent it right back to Torres behind the Washington State cage. Torres overskates it and then just throws it off the boards out to center ice where Pinsky grabs it before he's muscled off by Torres. Now Carranza skating it. Moves around. Landers at the blue line. Wrist shot. Score! Michael Carranza on the 4-on-4. I believe Stinson maybe just came out of the box. No, he did not. So it is not a power play goal. It is a 4-on-4 goal solo for Michael Carranza, unassisted as he snipes the blocker of Jared Felix. The top left corner of the net for Carranza. It is a goal. The referees are wondering if it may have been a power play goal. Bumeyer is trying to sneak his way out of the box and head back onto the ice. We're going to have to check the official timing. Time on the game clock shows 19:30, which would mean that it was indeed a power play goal for Carranza because it was 29 seconds on the Benson cross-check penalty. A pretty big call here. In the grand scheme of things, not really a big call because the goal stands either way. The Broncos now lead by 6. The only question is, do they have an opportunity to get one on the power play? And the answer to that question is no. Bumeyer is out of the box. They determined that enough time has elapsed that it was on the power play. Stinson was making his way out of the box, finishing off the last 29 seconds of the Benson penalty. So that is not a plus for anyone on the ice for Boise State. It is an even strength, it's not an even strength goal. It is a 5-on-4 power play goal. The Broncos now 2 for 6 on the night on the power play. We're back underway with the Cougars winning the faceoff and taking it into the Bronco defensive zone. Shot from Ewing blocked at the blue line. Dumped in on net. Johnson catches and then drops it. Decides doesn't want to cover for a faceoff. Valerie Dietz slings one to Raleigh Kuna. Raleigh Kuna misses it. Cougars take it away. Tom Spear, number 4, knocked to the ground by number 4 of Boise State, Garrett Fitzgerald. Cougars, though, the ones who escape with possession, and they send it in to the Boise State zone. Thomas Poland collects, looks for a pass. Can't find anybody and slings it past Brett Ewing, who has to chase it down. It won't be icing because Ewing just barely tapped it. Ewing backhand shovels one into the zone. It's knocked down by the hand of Kyle Meyer. Eric Pinsky there to collect with his stick. Over to the other lefty, Valerie Dietz. Valerie Dietz crosses the center ice and sends it around the boards. Now it comes forward to Jones. Carranza doubles back, searching out in front, deflected off the goaltender, and in. It's the 9th goal of the game for Boise State. Carranza with the dish in front of the net to Justin Jones, who collects his 2nd goal of the game. On the one-timer, it deflected off the shoulder of Jared Felix and snuck into the net. It's 9-2. Boise State in full control with 18-16 remaining on the clock. Broncos win the faceoff yet again. Here comes Broman. He moves it in, knocked away by Green. Woodward collects. Broman goes to knock him down. Stinson rifles one out to the point. Poland's shot deflected in front by Fedrea. Out to Fedrea. Fedrea couldn't get the stick on it. It's bouncing around. Goalkeeper Felix is well out of his net. Jared Felix was out of the blue paint by quite a good margin. Here comes Landers. Landers moving on Poland. Moves it to his forehand, then sends it for Green, skittering across the net. It's chipped up, flipped up, and knocked into the Bronco bench by number 11, who's not on the Cougar roster. Neutral zone face-off, far side, just in front of Boise State's bench. That's where the puck was flipped up into. It's Kendall Olson versus Logan Yentz. Tie-up, referee goes down in a heap. He's got some ice on the back of his pants. Stretch pass Raleigh Kuna. Raleigh Kuna puts one on net, blockered away by Jared Felix into the half boards on the near side. Here comes Yentz, collects the puck, skates through center. Here come the Cougars. Yentz dumps in, kicked away by the pad of Johnson, Bronco goaltender, out to center ice. Number 26, Brendan Rapazzo, moves it into the Boise State zone. Valerie Dietz skating. He's nudged by number 27, but keeps the puck. Then goes backhand to forehand, gets past the defender. Here comes Valerie Dietz, all alone, dangles through the legs of Rapazzo. Travis Alexander around number 27. Travis Alexander backhand. It's not on the net. It goes wide. Caleb Stinson moves back to left point. Valerie Dietz rifles one to the net. That's blocked away by the blocker of Jared Felix. Comes back out to Valerie Dietz. He knocks it forward for Caleb Stinson. Stinson here on the near side, left face-off circle. Stinson dropped by Nick Torres. And the Cougars bang the boards in appreciation. But someone's going to the box. And it is Yentz, Logan Yentz, going to the box for the Cougars with 16:28 remaining on the clock. Referees waiting and assessing 2 penalties. So Logan Yentz in the box along with Nick Torres. Boise State, who lead this thing by 7 goals, 9-2, now have a chance to get number 10 and number 11 if they can convert on the 5-on-3. 2 penalties assessed to 2 separate Cougars. And it looks like the Broncos are going to let a new line try out the power play. It's Kyle Meyer, Thomas Poland, Jared Fitzgerald, Kendall Olson, and in the circle number 49, Mason Hewitt. Broncos win the faceoff. Right side faceoff circle, Kendall Olson tries to snipe one. That one doesn't make it through all the traffic. Poland back to Kyle Meyer. Poland, top of the blue line. Olson right faceoff circle, throws it in front. Lots of traffic knocked away. A diving Cougar that is Tom Spear gets it away. Johnson out of his net, down back on the Bronco end. Collects and covers. Here comes Poland. He's holding, skating, passes the blue line. He's in the zone. looking for a pass, loses the puck off his stick. Now tied up along the boards. 2 Cougars there, 3 Broncos. Broncos come away with it. Now a lot of open ice. Broman whistles on the pass. Kyle Meyer back to Poland. Poland quarterbacking the power play. Olsen again a one-timer. That left-handed shot at the right face-off circle, and Poland can't keep it in. So he sends it across the ice to Kendall Olsen. Kendall Olsen skates, enters the zone. Moves around Ewing, now doubles back. Ewing cut him off. Poland thought about a wrist shot, then thought better. Now Poland one-times it off the shoulder of Broman. That was going well over the net if it made it there, but Broman shoulder in the way to block it. Kyle Meyer, left face-off circle. Olsen again a one-timer, trapped by the pad and then kicked out by Jared Felix. 25 seconds on the Bronco power play. Both penalties will expire at the same time. There's 20 seconds left on them. 14:48 in the game. Boise State leads by 7. Kyle Meyer, wrist shot, finds the net. It was a scramble in the slot. Kyle Meyer came away with it. Jared Felix didn't know where the puck was. Meyer moved to his right on his forehand and picked the short side. Boise State in double digits now. 10-2 over the Cougars here at Idaho Ice World with lots of hockey still to be played. 14:42 to be exact, as it is a 5-on-4 power play for 12 more seconds. But the Cougars win the faceoff and shoot it down the ice, so that should end the rest of the Nick Torres cross-checking penalty. And indeed, there it ends. Stinson makes a move at the blue line, sends everybody off sides. So he's forced to just dump it in, and Broncos have to recover. They get it in, and then the Coug dump attempt is blocked. Jared Felix, glove save, rebound. He caught it and then dropped it. He never had it quite in the trapper. Justin Jones makes a mad dash for the puck to keep it in. Then it's rifled forward for Stinson. He's stick lifted in front of the net by Woodward of the Cougars. Jackson Kennedy sends it into the zone. Jones keeps it there. Then Kennedy gets it back to him, sends it in. Cougs take it away. It's loose at center ice. Now bouncing around in front of the Cougar bench. Now to Woodward, right point. Or right side defenseman in his own zone, I should say. Now Valerie Dietz takes it away for Boise State. Broncos rifle it around the boards. Here comes Raleigh Kuna. He forces one in. Alexander the first to meet it. It's pitched forward for Woodward, as Woodward's dispossessed, but he'll send Kuna down to the ice, and then Kuna trips up Woodward, but not on purpose. Deflection, backhand on the net, and covered. Travis Alexander had a rebound opportunity. Some Cougar fans here in Boise taking a picture along the boards with Old Crimson, the Cougar flag. As someone who has now gone to both schools, the hockey at both schools, very different. Broncos lead this one by 8. Cougars win the faceoff. It's in their defensive zone. And Mason Hewitt is going to go to the box for Boise State, I believe for contact to the head. So the Broncos are going to go on the penalty kill. Cougars have yet to convert a power play opportunity in this game. Both Cougar goals came within the first 45 seconds of each period. That streak was finally snapped here in the third, as we are more than 7 minutes into period number 3. There's 12:51 on the clock. Cougars did not score in this period so far, but they have an opportunity now on the power play. at center ice with Woodward. Woodward skating in. He's got his jersey tucked into his pants. One of very few here on the ice tonight with the jersey tuck. Cougar power play. Recovering at center ice after the Broncos chip it out. Now they come in, number 27, moving it in front. Jens had an opportunity. Now Jens shoots again off the mask as he domes Johnson. Johnson keeps it out. Another shot for the Cougars, whacked out of the sky on the rebound. They can't do it. Trying to shovel it backhand. Kyle Meyer pokes it away from Kyle Bumeyer. The battle of the Kyles here on the half boards. Carranza out there, bodying into Kyle Bumeyer. Now Woodward fighting for it. Thomas Pullen gets it. Thomas Pullen sends it away as the Cougs had an opportunity to score, but they were stifled by the stick of Kyle Meyer. Meanwhile, here comes Tom Spear up the ice, flips it forward for Lander. Lander loses it in his skates. Pinsky now completely just whiffs as he tried to dump it in. He still manages to get it down the ice. Justin Jones got tangled up with Spear. Now Landers. Jake Landers skating through center, makes a move. Has passing opportunity. Now finally takes it to Ewing. Ewing shot blocked. Ewing gets it back right at the feet. Ewing turns right point. Landers now left point. And Landers finally taken to the ground. Wrist shot from Ewing. Turned away. Back into the slot. Ewing gets it back on his stick. He's right point, skating towards the face-off circle. Now it's at the top of the circle. Sent across. Great cross-eyed pass to Landers as he tries to control his nifty stick work. But the power play has ended for the Cougars. And they do not score thanks to Kyle Meyer denying Kyle Bumeyer on the doorstep. Valerie Dietz behind the net. Cougs, lots of sustained pressure in the offensive zone. It's banked up off the glass, and finally Karams out to center ice. Cougs go for a line change. Boise State also go for a line change. Washington State down 10-2 in this game here at Idaho Ice World. These teams will be back in action tomorrow night for the Bronco charity match, where the proceeds will go to Metro Meals on Wheels. Puck caroms off the glass up into the netting. With exactly 10 minutes on the clock, we get a stoppage. Almost 11:30 here local time in Boise as we get ready for daylight savings tomorrow as we fall back 1 hour. So both teams will get a little bit more rest for tomorrow night's game as compared to maybe any other weekend. Cougs win the face-off, chip it ahead. Poland knocked to the ice as the puck goes freely by. 2-on-2 rush for Boise State. Fedrea takes the shot that's blocked by a skate. Travis Alexander skates over and collects the puck. Stinson behind the net. He's checked by Woodward. Nick Woodward pinned to the glass by Caleb Stinson. Now the puck finds its way out somehow. It's lifted up over the glass into the bench of the red and white, the crimson and gray. And it will not be a delay of game. Washington State certainly had their share of pucks from the defensive end flipped up over the glass. Yet they do not have a delay of game penalty yet. They have been finding all the angles and all the bounces to make sure that these pucks are not straight up and out. Logan Yentz in the circle for Washington State. Mason Hewitt opposing him for BSU. Referee checking the right wing, and now he's just going to eject Yentz. That brings number 27 in to the circle. And the Broncos win the draw. Thomas Pullen left point shot. Knocked out of the sky and gloved by the Coug defenseman. Here comes Washington State. They chip it in. Bradford Johnson out of his net. He's stick lifted and dispossessed by Kyle Buemeyer, but he finally falls on it. Puck is not loose. It was loose. And then Johnson somehow covered it up, and he's knocked out of his net. The Cougs were swarming. The Broncos were swarming. There's 8:57 on the clock. Just under 9 minutes remaining in a 10-2 game here in Boise. Kendall Olson versus Trenton Spears. Referee aligning the wingers. Drops the puck, and we're back underway. Boise State wins the draw. Far side half boards. Jones moves to Dietz. Dietz skating, crosses the blue line, sends one on the net. It bounces up off the pads of Jarrett Felix into the air, where he sticks out his left hand and catches the puck for a face-off in the WSU defensive zone. Dietz sends one on net after Boise State wins the draw. Kendall Olson stick lifts Tom Spear. And Boise State sends it back down behind the net where it's chipped up. Doesn't make it out of the zone. Now finally carried out by Washington State as Green was expecting a breakout pass. Didn't get it. Now calls for one in front of the net. That doesn't make it there. Spear steps up and pinches, and that leaves a one-on-one. It's Justin Jones. Here he comes around, and he's taken to the ground. We'll see if it's a penalty shot. He was tripped up by number 12, Nolan Kozel. It is not a penalty shot. Jones did not have the strides. He was around Kozel, but not enough space between the two for it to be a penalty shot. Instead, a 2-minute minor for tripping. The Broncos go back to the power play. Austin Fedrea loses the face-off. Cougars bank and squeak it past Thomas Pullen. It exits the zone. Boise State forced to regroup. Johnson comes out of his net. It's sent far side to Austin Fedrea. Austin Fedrea easily enters the zone. Trying to set up. He's at the right face-off circle. Finds Pullen. A very slow pass. Pullen sends one to Alexander. It goes off his skate. Had Alexander controlled that, he had a wide open net to shoot at. Now back out to the blue line with Pullen. Pullen quarterbacking. 3 bodies in front for Boise State. Stinson, Fedrea, and Alexander were all standing there, but Pullen's shot never made it through. Face-off circle, Stinson. Stinson snipes, hits the side of the cage. Then goes in and levels number 26, Brendan Rapazzo. The puck is still flirting with the blue line and then finally is sent into the zone. Referee blocks it and it falls out to Stinson in the slot. He's poked just barely by the Cougars defenseman, saving a great goal-scoring opportunity with 6:55 on the clock, 50 seconds on the power play. Boise State skating through their crease with Thomas Pullen. Pullen goes right side to Hewitt. Hewitt skating through, goes past the Coug defender on the backhand, slings it out of the forehand, shoots, and scores! Mason Hewitt. Great skating from the Broncos, and they put one in the back of the net on the power play. I believe that was Valerie Dietz who went in, made a nifty move, brought it to the backhand, threw it out in front as Hewitt was crashing the back post, and he's rewarded with a tap-in goal. Great tic-tac-toe from Boise State as they lead this thing now 11-2. here at Idaho Ice World. Another puck banked up off the glass. This time it stays in play, but we're still going to bring it back to the Cougar defensive zone. 6:19 on the clock. Broncos get their third power play goal of the evening. Carranza, Jones, and now Hewitt have all scored on the power play for Boise State. They are 3 for 8 on the power play tonight. And they will most certainly rebound from the 2 losses they suffered at the hands of Eastern Washington when they went to Cheney last weekend. Cougs moving it through the blue line. Bring it into the zone. Valerie Dietz collects the dump in behind his net. Moves it to Broman as Nick Woodward simply fell trying to back skate. Nearly sprung Broman on a breakaway. Valerie Dietz behind his net, taken down, puts his stick out and trips Robert Miyoshi, but I don't think the referee saw that one. Or it didn't warrant a trip in his mind. As 2 Cougs collide, Kendall Olson going for a line change, even though he probably had an opportunity to chase after a loose puck. Dangerous pass from Woodward in front of his own goaltender. And then his second pass finds no one, but icing is waved off. Fedrea tips forward for Broman. Broman shovels it forward for Fedrea. Fedrea going for Ewing. Fedrea said something that really got the referee going. I think he may have dusted the goaltender, put his stick on the goaltender. I didn't have a great angle on it, folks, so I'm sorry. But Jared Felix came out of his net hot, chasing after Fedrea. The Coug defenseman pushed Fedrea, and the referee sprinted over to Austin Fedrea to have words with him and sent him straight to the box. It's a 2-minute minor up on the board. Never saw a signal, but there's 5:09 left in the game, and the Cougars are back on the power play for whatever Fedrea did down there after that shot attempt. Nicholas Torres shoots one on the net. It's kicked off into the corner by Bradford Johnson. Kyle Meyer gets the puck, dumps it down. Suffers a hit from Nick Torres for his efforts. Landers picks up behind the cage. Here comes Jake Landers. Forechecker is Travis Alexander. Landers bypasses him easily, dishes one off, tries to get it back. But the pass doesn't come off. It was Trenton Spears trying to deliver the pass. Here comes Green. Green with lots of speed. Drops one off for Landers. Landers fakes a slapper. Now gives it over to Torres. Torres takes it. It's blocked in front. There's a passing opportunity here. Landers finds it, and he is denied on his shot by Johnson, who slid over and covered the near side post very well and quickly. Cougs offensive pressure. They are sustaining it at the moment here on the power play. Green calling for it at the right point. He gets it. He claps it. But Jones closes the legs, and now he's got himself a breakaway. Justin Jones checked in the back. Green goes to the ground and trips him up. Nearly a shorthanded breakaway for Justin Jones. But great back check from Connor Green, and Nick Torres deny the Broncos that opportunity. Near side boards, Landers moves around Travis Alexander, lugging through the middle, fakes a slapper, breaks the stick of Broman somehow. Broman's stick out there on the ice. Connor Green knocks it behind the net for Landers. Landers tries to pick it up and tuck it in. Shades of Andrei Shevchenko from Jake Landers there. Wrist shot over the net. That was Tom Spear who missed everything. Torres behind the net. No stick still for Broman. Finally, the Broncos dump it out. Sure, he's not too excited to lose a twig here in a 9-goal game. Boise State penalty kill nearly over. Left side, face-off circle, now high slot, slap shot blocked Tape flying up in the air off that slap shot. Stinson's holding his arm. Broncos are on the rush. Kendall Olson shot blockered away, corralled by the stick and then covered in the glove as they'll finally get Broman's stick off the ice. 2:33 remaining in the game. Now, folks, when I say shades of Andrei Shevchenko, Jake Landers was behind the Boise State net, flattened his stick out, picked up the puck, and tried to stick it in the net. It's a goal that you would see for years to come. Backhand rebound, shoots and scores. Mason Hewitt, his second goal of the game. The Broncos won the faceoff. Mason Hewitt was crashing the net. The shot came in from the point. It was kicked off towards the corner, but that's where Mason Hewitt was crashing. He dives and slides on the ice. Now, if we're talking about Andrei Shevchenikov's looking like Jake Landers, or Jake Landers looking like Andrei Shevchnikov, then Mason Hewitt just looked like Devontae Smith-Pelly against the Golden Knights when the Capitals won the Stanley Cup. A diving effort that he tucks in on his backhand. And the Broncos aren't done yet. They've got the puck in the offensive zone. A shot rebounded away. Comes out to the near side corner. Garrett Fitzgerald. Brian Hooker takes it away. It's 12-2. Now here at Idaho Ice World. The result certainly not in question. The only question is how many goals will the Broncos put up in this game with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. 3-on-3. Cougars skate through center ice. Cougs enter the zone. Here comes Broman. A new piece of lumber for him out there on the ice after breaking his stick on the last shift. Stick lift from Olsen. They can't get the puck off Nolan Kozel. Nolan Kozel still going. Enters the zone, sends one on the net, but Valerie Dietz there. Make sure his netminder doesn't have to make the stop. Brett Ewing reaching for the puck, doesn't get there. And Valerie Dietz has iced it with 1:05 remaining. Nearly midnight here in Boise. We won't make it all the way to midnight with only 1:05 left. But certainly a late night game. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Even with the camera troubles that we are very sorry about. And we will, again, try to work on those for tomorrow's charity game at CenturyLink Arena between the Washington State Cougars and the Boise State Broncos. We're under 50 seconds to play here at Idaho Ice World. It's a 10-goal lead for Boise State. Johnson out of his net to collect the puck. Dietz banks it around. It finds Broman at the blue line of the Bronco defensive zone. He sends it forward to Jones, who's onside. Jones is all alone as the Broncos went for a line change. Cougars take it away. Nick Woodward lugging through center ice. Now chips it past Garrett Fitzgerald, who takes him down. That'll be a penalty with 20 seconds left on the clock. Make that 18.8 exactly. As we stop Garrett Fitzgerald, we'll go to the box. The Cougars will go to a power play for 18 seconds as they're going to rickroll us here in the arena with some Rick Astley. Never going to give you up. Cougars will have a power play for the last 18 seconds of this game. They trail by 10, just simply looking to get a momentum builder goal to go into tomorrow's matchup. Nick Torres shot from the left point, easily saved in the glove of Johnson. And we'll do it again. Another faceoff, one back to Torres. Torres yet again puts one on the net. Kick save from Johnson, goes out to the far side half boards. Woodward, 6 seconds on the clock. His pass to Torres, skates over the blue line. 1 second on the clock. It's dumped in on Johnson. That'll do it here from Idaho Ice World. as the buzzer goes. It is a 14-goal thriller, but the goals not even at all. 12 on the side of Boise State compared to just 2 for the Washington State Cougars. Very reminiscent of what we saw last year here in Boise. As I've mentioned a few times, we will be back tomorrow evening, CenturyLink Arena, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is the plan for puck drop. It is the Bronco annual charity game for Metro Meals on Wheels. They serve hot meals to senior citizens here in Ada County in Idaho. All proceeds from that game will go to Metro Meals on Wheels. Once again, that game tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, Saturday, November 2nd. We will be here on YouTube. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in amid the camera problems that we had here tonight from Idaho Ice World. Our final